Hi, good morning. I'm Harri Palamo, actually from Finland. It took 34 hours for me to fly in here. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Piggybaggy service. Our customers do online deliveries for other people along their way and get paid for it. This ride-sharing principle is more sustainable and cost-efficient than the alternatives. This is where I'm coming from. My daughter Talavi, we are on our way to her ice hockey practice. And I originally wanted to make this service for families without a car, like mine. My background is in space technology, telecommunications, wrote this book on oil, and I'm doing my PhD to actually validate the impact of our service. In our vision, the community is the future key to sustainability. So we developed this smart 24/7 container as a tool for the community. Has been used as a library service point, home appliance rental, and of course, Piggybaggy goods deliveries. It's off-grid. You can access with a public transport travel card, and it's network connected. We've had successful trials with partners, for example, the largest private food retailer in Finland. And on the left-hand side, you can see how we're able to stimulate driver registrations with our value props. And 43% of the people actually got the deliveries in a first trial using the service. We've been invited to Denmark to do online grocery deliveries for the 2 million people living in the Copenhagen capital region. Similar kinds of invites from India and Africa. 100 million people in India placing their first online order in the next 2 years. So it's huge growth. Here you can see the carbon dioxide emissions from USA and India. So it's clear that if you really want to make impact, you should be in the emerging markets now. But we have to prioritize where to go first. Partnering and having 5% of the EU home delivery market would mean roughly $500 million. In India it's less, but growing fast. So we have this nice combination of last mile deliveries combined with a smart container solution and looking for seed funding at the moment. We have a team of 6 people with wide talent, and we get support from the professional advisors whenever needed. So unlike the song, we have to change the world now, and I'm looking for investors and like-minded people to actually work with us. Like my daughter here, we are doing things quite differently. Thank you.
In your trials, what percentage of deliveries actually made it? And as you think about scaling and the potential for stolen items or things of the sort, how are you trying to manage that?
Yeah, well, low potential for stolen deliveries, and 90% of goods actually were delivered. And we are actually combining, well, working together with the incumbents, so taxis were a fallback. Unlike Uber, we are capable of working with those. And it's huge potential, as we see, for the home deliveries.
How many users do you have right now, and can you maybe tell us a little bit about your current traction and growth plan?
Well, coming from Finland, we have 1,500 users at the moment, enough to try with different incumbents like the retailers and digital classifieds online. And the potential, as I mentioned, we are going to a next tier market, which is in the Nordics, the Copenhagen area, for millions of people next.
So what do you do when Uber or Amazon comes in to try to take over your market?
Well, they're actually going through the courts. We are able to work in the non-liberal markets. We are collaborating with the regulators and ministries even. So we want to make it more fair. We are the second wave of the sharing economy. And they set the bar for user experience, which is great. We just need to make it more fair.
Can you give an example of some of the community services that you're Spotifying?
Yes, well, we asked for the people, and they wanted to have food circle deliveries, so directly from the farm, we did that. We worked with the city library. There was no library in the newly built area. We did that 24/7. And of course, the deliveries even from the post office to the local place, because there was no post office in the area. So That's what we are doing. And the rental of home appliances, so not everyone needs to own the power drill. Yep.
I don't know if this is on. So which sorts of communities do you think are your market? Rural communities or urban communities? And where are the margins different between those two?
Okay, I can validate already that we have been asked in the urban communities, so newly built areas with no services. We are already getting orders for the containers. But then perhaps the distance, long distances, especially in Finland, in the rural communities, and in India and in Africa, I think the pain point must be the biggest there. But we need to validate that. It's an assumption at this point.
So you mentioned earlier that 90% of your deliveries occurred on time.
Yep.
As you grow, how are you both going to guarantee the on-time delivery, but also that the goods you're delivering aren't damaged or mishandled?
That's a good point. So we use, first of all, at this point, insurance model, then the peer review process. And then idea is to have the platform in a way that you can use commercial couriers as well as crowdsourced deliveries to have actually the guarantee for deliveries. And we let the customer to choose.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Give us a hand.